Alright, part 2, and this video I'll be showing some of the fossils that I found in this area, and doing a little bit of history and research. I'm guessing most of these fossils are from Cretaceous period, and these little shells you see here are little oysters called, well, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but yeah, it's an oyster, not a snail. As you can see, it doesn't go all the way in, just stops right there. And, well, yeah, did a research on it. It's an oyster. So, yeah, these are fairly new, actually. And by new, I mean, I don't know, 80 million years ago, somewhere around that era. Maybe 100, I don't know. But yeah, and these are all found in a creek, larger creek, right outside of our neighborhood. And just to give you an idea of how many of these things are, this is about 3 minutes of work right here. So these things are just laying all over the creek bed, all over the hillside, and I'll probably take you to the site when I go after it stops raining outside. But yeah, probably take you guys along next time I go, I guess, excavating there. So yep, here are some other stuff. Fragment of shell, and another type of oyster which we're probably more familiar with. So I guess the nature preferred these flat ones rather than the twisty ones. So sorry, little dudes, but hey, nature's gotta love you if you want to survive. So yeah. And here's a 1.5 of sea urchin, and this one's actually in great condition. It's a whole piece. It's really tiny, as you can see, and it was sitting in the creek bed like this, so it wasn't that hard to spot, but it was just small, so you know, I could have easily missed it. But the bottom is perfectly preserved, and this side still has that little pattern, so it helped me determine it was a sea urchin. And plus I knew what sea urchins look like, because I used to play with the dead ones in Japan, you know, hollow shells. So I said, hey, it's the same pattern. So yeah, thought that was pretty cool. And from that same area, you will basically see a bunch of these. And this is actually a small one, believe it or not, but still, nevertheless, still got like thousands of little oysters and other shells, and God knows what else is in there. And so the largest one I saw was maybe about the size of my car. So these are all just laying on the bottom of the hillside near the creek bed. And I mean, far off it just looks like a block of cement, but you know, being curious as I am, I just walked up to it, and sure enough, you know what, just a big sediment of oysters. This whole thing is just filled with oysters, as you can see. So I thought that was really cool. And again, I said these are fairly new, so they tend to flake off, and that's probably why these are just by itself on the, you know, on the surface of the hill and the creek beds. Yeah, this one in particular has a little quartz vein running across it, so maybe I'll find some crystals there too. So we'll see what happens. On the other hand, these here are actually found in the neighborhood, the small creek, and these are probably early Cretaceous period ones, because of the composition of the sediment is really hard, and these are more stable than these, so I'm guessing they're probably much older than these. So in these ones you can see the little cone type, I don't know, I guess shells. And this one's like broken in half, so it's like a cutaway, which is pretty cool. And a similar thing here, and you can actually see the shells here clearly. So yeah, there's plenty more out there and in my backyard. So yeah, they're holding the dirt in the garden. So yeah, not a lot of them I get to keep as a display, as my parents don't like rocks in the house. But still got some in here, so yeah. Here's our larger ones. I'm really not sure exactly what creature this is, but I'm guessing some sort of shell. And these are just all over the creek in the bedrocks. And maybe I'll show you guys, or take you guys there too. Maybe not. So I don't know yet. But the best find in that small creek so far has been this one, or these actually. And what it was is basically one big rock that looks just like this, and I just had a urge to hit it with a hammer, and sure enough it broke into about 4 pieces. And out came these, which are basically geode inside of this fossil. So what I'm guessing is that one of these shells, or this section of these shell, managed to stay hollow as it was, I don't know, being absorbed in the sedimentary material. And over time, these little crystals started growing up in these little hollow openings and formed into geode. I'm not sure if you can still call it a geode, but that's what it looks like. So it's just clustered with tiny little crystals, and you can actually see the outline of the shells as well. So it was just purely luck that I found this, so very happy about that. So yeah, just do some research around your area, I guess. And like I said in other videos, you're bound to find something. Just a matter of if you like it or not. So hopefully I'll be able to take you guys on when I go digging or rock hunting again. So see you guys hopefully soon. So thanks for watching.